Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Wednesday. Today is September 13th. We're looking for the CPI data at 8:30 Eastern. This is overall going to be the main thing that everybody's waiting for this week. We have US Fed budget at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow we have jobless numbers of PPI, and Friday we have more information coming out. Make sure you guys pay attention to what's going on with the overall market. The main thing everybody's waiting for is CPI. These are going to be the top three stocks we're watching today. Of course, we have to throw Apple into the watch list. They released some new phones yesterday. Biggest changes are going to be the USB-C plug and a better camera. So comment below, what do you feel about Apple? Overall stock, this is the 20-day 1 hour. We went from 189 to the lows 175. If you guys seen the last video I posted on how to start trading as a complete beginner, you guys can see this is starting to look like a double bottom pattern. Not only that, it's starting to look like a double bottom pattern. When it bounced before, we were oversold on the RSI, and now we are oversold on the RSI once again. So definitely want to watch to see if we break and hold above 177 before we can start pushing back into this range over here around the 180s. Now, to the downside, what if people are completely upset with Apple at this time and they think that, hey, the stock shouldn't be, they want to sell some shares, right? So watch for the break of 175, then we could go to 171, but be cautious because this is a very oversold level, right? So meaning this is basically should be a strong support level. Let's jump over towards the 180 day. On the 180 day, you guys can see it a lot clearer over here as well. So watch out for that 174. 174 was previous support, previous resistance. So definitely want to be cautious between that 174. But if we do break it, we can start going to 172 and watch for the break of 177. And then we can start pushing up higher towards those 180s. Now, next stock we're going to talk about is going to be Tesla. Looking at Tesla, Tesla did have a spike yesterday morning. It was running a little bit more on the overbought side. You guys can see it a lot clearer on the smaller charts. Yesterday, we kind of had a pullback. I was actually thinking Tesla was going to sell off, but she started to run overbought. So you guys can see what happened over here. We pretty much ran. I didn't trust it too much. We ran to 278. I know some people made money on this. Ran to 278, and then we had a pullback and a reversal, and then it started to slowly fade off. So let's jump over towards like the 180-day chart so you guys can see a little bit clearer what's going on. If we do start to break the 180-day EMA at 267 today, remember we're holding above it. That is bullish. So as we start to break below that EMA, this blue line right here, we can basically have a bearish outlook on the stock. Not only that, our size a little bit more on the overbought side though, so that's another bearish indication, right? So we're making a checklist. We have one bearish indication that we're overbought. Second bearish indication would be the break of the EMA at 267. Then you could short it, bet on that stock going down towards 265, possibly lower, right? And watch for the RSI to reset. Watch for a MACD crossover as well too, right? Jumping over towards the 20-day. You guys can see the 20-day actually crossed over yesterday for that during that pullback. Right now, it looks like it's finding some type of support around that 268 level and that 180-day EMA. So definitely want to be cautious to see if we break below 267, then we can start going to 264, maybe lower. To the upside, right? We want to see if we break and hold above the 20-day trade line around 270, then we can start pushing back towards 273. Maybe even get it up higher, maybe even going towards like 275, right? So make sure you set your alerts for both situations. Right now, she is trying to hold bullish, but she is very overbought. So definitely want to set those alerts to see if we get that first hourly candle hold below the 100, the 20-day 1 hour, or are we going to hold above it? So let's see what happens. Next stock we're going to talk about, SPY. Actually, SPY is trapped in a tight range this morning, or actually this week, right? So let's see the range that SPY is stuck in between, right? So this is why I color code everything. This is why I don't get caught up while I'm in trades. We have the SMA acting as support at 445. We have the EMA on the 180-day 4 hour acting as resistance over here at 446. We have the EMA of the 20-day at 445.73. We have the 1 year sitting at 446. So definitely want to be cautious with long positions, especially since we have not only two, but three major resistance levels above the 445.70, 446.20, and then the 446.50 are all three major resistance levels to the upside. To the downside, to be honest, all you really have is the 180-day SMA, which if we do break that, we have a support around 445. If I zoom out, 445 was support over here, right? And then once we break that, we could possibly start sinking down towards 444, maybe even 443. 444, why is this purple? This is the 5-year EMA over here. So that's why I put in as purple. So I color code my charts, especially stocks that I trade often. If you guys know me, I could trade SPY every day. So jumping over towards the 20-day, what are we seeing on the 20-day? We actually had hourly candles hold below the 20-day. We try to get above it on pre-market, and we're starting to basically fade and hold above below it. Where did we reject, right? Where did this hourly candle reject? The hourly candle rejected off. This is my 180-day EMA marker over here, this dotted line, right? Without this marker, I wouldn't be able to see it, but that is exactly where we pushed up pre-market around 3 o'clock and rejected it, and now we're starting to have hourly candles hold below the 20-day 1 hour. So let's see what happens. We have a support at 445. That's what I'm looking for a possible short. Hopefully PMI CPI doesn't really affect the stock where it basically breaks this level pre-market. If not, I'm gonna have to wait for the next move. But 445 down towards this 444 level, and to the upside, it's very hard to trust SPY for the upside right now, especially since we have a lot of major resistance levels, maybe like 445.70 towards like 446. But to the upside, it is very risky. Probably would want to wait for that 446.55 before we can start pushing up towards the 20-day SMA at 447. I think this would be a cleaner move than to try to navigate this sea of ocean over here of resistance. Let's jump back over towards the 180-day again. You guys can see the 180-day is actually cross bearish. RSI has room to the downside, so things are looking a little bearish on SPY, but anything can change at 8:30 with the CPI data. So make sure you guys are aware to never have a bias in the overall market, and always let the charts tell you what's overall going to happen, right? So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys found some value in this video. Make sure you guys just give this video a like and stay tuned. Remember, we do have a major part 4 of how to start trading as a beginner. Part 4 coming out Saturday. So make sure you guys are subscribed and stay tuned for that. Peace.